Hi everyone. I decided to do something a little new today. I'm going live real quick to have a conversation about um everything that's currently going on in the news. I would say, well, not everything, but what's going on right now in the news with the Meek Mill's album cover and the controversy with Lizzo and the dress that she wore to Cardi B's birthday party. So, I got to bring my co-hosts up in the building with me that always come and do a little chat with me. So I'm going to bring in Chef Kev. Hey, hey,
What's up?
what's going on?
Another day, another day.
Wonderful. So I'll start out the conversation by saying this. Thought it'd be a quick conversation for us to have. We'll start off with the Meek Mill's album cover. So he has debuted his fifth studio album. It's called Expensive Pain, and a lot of people are in an uproar over the album cover. And the album cover, it depicts, it's an artist, so it's not actual physical models, but an artist, and her name is Nia Chanel. I want to say Abney. She's from New York. Now, the thing is, I don't know if Meek Mills gave the artist creative freedom to create the cover, whatever she wanted, once he told her a theme, or if he actually told her what he wanted and she came up with it. But on this cover, there are, I'm going to call them dark skin images of females. The one is showing her front to nudity, is her breast. The other one is nude, is showing her backside. And the third one, and it's in no particular order that's on there, she is also nude. She's bent over on a pole, and you might as well say it's a depiction of her genitals on this particular cover. And then there's dollar signs, and I'm guessing the dollar signs represent, because the title of the album is called Expensive Pain. So I'm guessing, I can't say for sure, that maybe this title is represent, that's why the dollar signs is there. But critics are saying, one, they're saying to all of us, and let me just add something here, Kev, 1 second. um they're saying to us, as females, pretty much, are y'all cool, y'all okay, y'all African Americans, females are okay with your own brothers depicting you and showing you in this particular way. So what do you think, before I go into my thoughts, what do you think about the cover? Should we as females be upset and emotional on the way we're being depicted on this cover? In addition to that, I think a lot of people are telling saying, calm down, because it is an African American female artist that created this cover. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts is, I can't speak for black women. I can't speak for individuals. I'm gonna just say, as speaking for me as a black man, and the title has a lot to do with it. Also, I don't see a problem with it. He's talking about pain, expensive pain. Well, if you go on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, you see a lot of women. You see a lot of black women half naked, twerking, selling pictures, selling ass. You got people who go on tour. There are people who will literally say, "I'll be in a such and such area between this date and this date," and they put out the prices. Okay, so it's expensive pain because this is what people is doing, and really what it increases during the pandemic. What increased during the pandemic? OnlyFans. OnlyFans went through the roof. The young lady that used to play on Bernie Mac is now on OnlyFans selling new pictures. A woman out of California made something like $50,000 in a weekend selling pictures, new pictures. So people see this, but I think what the pain comes from is that's somebody's daughter, that's somebody's sister, that's
Mm-hmm.
somebody's aunt, that's somebody's mom. We just watched a film the other day. It's an older film from 2013 called Mr. and Pete. And in the movie, Jennifer Hudson did a great job. He shows what his mom is doing to pay for food for her son and his friend. She has oral sex with a man in the bathroom. Um, she's a drug addict. It's a little bit different, but a lot of
But
times we
before you, I
associate
don't
it.
want you to go off on a deep end.
We're
Let's
not, we're not, we're
circle.
not going off. I'm just using an example. But what I'm saying is, money and sex has been around for a long time. We're seeing it more now because of social media. So when he says expensive pain, what is your cost to get that money? In other words, what are you really paying out to get that? I don't know what the song is. I didn't hear the lyrics of the song. I didn't have time for that. But just in the title, expensive pain. And then you see the cover of the album, and it shows the women, and it shows dark skinned women that represent black women, and you see the dollar signs, and there's also like a car, a car burning and a motorcycle, which I quite didn't quite understand that part yet, but maybe it's showing what people, this is what we're doing for pain, you know. And so it's when he says expensive pain, you know, what's the consequences of your actions? But I don't see a problem with it. But I understand that some people do have a problem with it. That's their personal belief. But I don't think he's taking or the artist is taking a shot at black women. I personally don't think so.
Okay, so this is my take on it. This is what I'm getting, right? So the cover, and I'm gonna just speak to the cover itself, right? And only he in the artist can really come out and say exactly what it is they were trying to portray. But from just the image itself, on the cover itself, you have three women. One, you're showing her backside. The other woman is bent over, and none of them are dressed. And then the other woman, you're showing frontal nudity, right? And all of these women, they're painted, because this is a painting. They're painted black, so they're brown women. And it's like, no matter what you're trying to come across and display, it's what the image speaks to immediately says a lot, right? And so you have a female artist that did this. You have a male artist that this is the cover of his album. And my thing is this the best way for you to display your sisters, your African American sisters? Can't you? Yes, there's a price maybe to pay, for everything. And I'm gonna tell you what I see as the expense here. The expense is still the belittling and putting the brown sister in a certain negative light. And so from slavery days with the black woman, we was either looked at as like the mammy, the woman that took care of the children, and not only her children, but the children of the master. And to the master, the black woman was looked upon as like, a sexual object. So now you have this album cover and you say expensive pain. I did read some of the lyrics to the song because I wanted to see, is he trying to, take that route to say that all the things that we are doing, to speak to a little bit to what you're saying about, how everything is so sexualized now. I wanted to read the lyrics, but the lyrics that I was reading, I didn't see any connection, right? So, we have been so sexualized as a community. And the idea for me here is we all have some responsibility, right? So at some point, to make the world a better place, to kind of take some of the lyrics from the Michael Jackson song Man in the Mirror, to make the world a better place, we all have to do our small piece, our part, right? And so to much is given, there's a Bible verse that says, to whom much is given, much is required. And I may not be quoting it exactly. So you have an artist like Meek Mill, who's very popular. and you're coming out with your fifth studio album. And for whatever reason, I think when I read, they said this is one of his best pieces of work yet, that this music that he put out. I didn't listen to it all, but you have all of this responsibility and you have the opportunity to do a cover for your album, and your cover is three women that are painted, they're dark skin, and that's a whole nother thing that goes on in the community too, with the dark skin and the light skin. You have three women on your album, they're all nude, and I think you can do nudity in a tasteful way, but you have the one with the front, the one in the backside, then you have these dollar signs every there, and then you have the one that is bent over, no clothes on, and showing her stuff. So I don't know how that album cover could possibly be seen in a positive light for an African American, a brown female. I don't see the positivity in it. And then I will say this, he's not the first person to ever put out a controversial album cover. Um, if you go back to what Luke Campbell, I mean, what all his album covers was just wild and crazy from back in the day. And I'm sure there's others that we can like dig up and name. But my thing is too, as a people, we gotta evolve. And when do you become consciously aware and responsible for everything that you are putting out there in the world? So my question to you is, with all of that information, knowing that, they also saying that, us as brown girls, they're saying that our worst enemy is our own brother, our own brown brothers, that y'all have no respect for us. And I understand, no, you can't speak for everybody, but have the general conversation. Do you think that our own brown brothers have respect for us? you know if in Are they shown respect when they can put out an album cover like this?
Um. Okay. So, um, even though I didn't have a problem with the album cover, I'm not going to sit here and say that people shouldn't feel a certain way. That's your opinion. Um, I think that when you're talking about being conscious, I don't know Meek Mill to be a conscious rapper. It's not KRS One, and KRS One had, if you did the cover of Sex and Violence, was a controversial cover. If you look at the cover of Sex and Violence, and he's a conscious rapper. Um, Meek Mill's not only be a conscious rapper. He may have had some conscious lyrics in songs, but he's never been known to me to be a conscious rapper. And so, when I look at Meek Mills, I think sometimes you're looking for the controversial to get eyes on your album cover. You know what I mean? So that could have been that could have been their approach. Let's do something controversial to make people go, whatever. If you notice earlier this year, Nas X did something controversial, which a lot of people didn't take to. But his album got a lot of streams. So the thing is this a plot for him to be controversial? Can we separate the art from the artist? Is this who he really is? We don't know. I don't know. As far as the black man and the black women, um, there is disrespect. I feel on both sides. Uh, we don't value each other as we value others, sadly. But I've seen it. I've lived amongst of it. I've seen the quote unquote person non-black get looked at or treated differently than the Brown brothers. And I've seen the Brown sisters get treated differently than either the non-blacks or the lighter skinned blacks because she was brown skinned. So I've seen that across the board myself. And like I said, I've also lived it. So I don't think as a whole we both on both sides of the fence we have problems with it. But overall, um, we have a lot. That's a lot of healing to do right there. A lot of catching up to do on that side. Um, I don't think this album cover is any different than words and actions I've seen. If I'm correct, I think McMills does have a black wife or a black girlfriend. So in that aspect of it, I don't see an issue, as far as that. It's hard to speak what's on his mind, but I'm just looking at the album cover itself. Um, the way I took it, and like I said, I didn't hear lyrics of the song. You read the lyrics. I don't know if it's a conscious song or not, but and I just look at expensive pain, and then the first thing I thought about was social media, like I said before. So you know, that's where my mindset is. As far as black men treating black women, yes, we have a lot of making up to do on that one. I come across brothers all the time who think lighter or whiter is better. Why? I don't know. Is it the way they were raised? Is the images they see on television? Um, you know, so these things play a part. When you look on the TV screen or the television screen, and all the sisters are pretty much light skin or light brown skin. You probably can count on your hand the dark skinned actresses you see on TV, or the dark skinned. Actually had a person who works for a record company one time say to me, name one dark skinned superstar, female superstar, and I couldn't, and I was like, wow, and I thought about it. I said, name one dark skinned female superstar, I couldn't. So when it comes to dark skin, which I do love, brown skin, which I do appreciate, overall, I don't think we treat our women, but I don't think society treats our women. And part of us is to blame for that. But that is true.
Well, right. And so because so the thing is the change would have to start within the community, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that and when you say conscious rapper, I understand what you're trying to say, but I'm just saying a conscious person. Forget about being a conscious rapper. So you can rap about what you want to rap about, but you can make a conscious decision to say, you know what? I'm not going to put this on my album cover. I would love for this artist to eventually speak out and give us her thought process, or let us know, does she have creative liberty to do what she want, or is this what he wanted her to do? I would also love for him to speak out and for him to actually tell us exactly, what he was thinking about when he did the cover. Like, what is his thought process? What did he want us to get from it? But they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? And so just seeing the overall picture and my feelings on it when I see it, it's not good. You have a woman bent over, looking like she's holding a stripper pole, or next to a stripper pole, whatever, bent over. And literally, I would even maybe a little bit more if the woman has some clothes on, but she doesn't. So it's like,
um,
what do you want us to feel? What do you want us to get from this particular cover? And it's the title is ironic because it says expensive pain. And I will say this, as the brown community, yes, our pain is, we paying the price for our pain over the years. And it is expensive. And so that's why I'm saying, if there's some connection into that name and what he was trying to come across and we're missing it, I wish he will come out and educate us. But right now, the appearances of it is like, we have our own brothers who are not protecting us. So how do we expect and want the world to protect us?
True. I have one question. Is this she drew this specifically for him, or did he purchase this
No,
picture from?
I think she drew it specifically for him. I don't know. So I'm
Them.
hoping that but I believe she did, because I believe the middle picture is him. It's supposed to be him.
Hmm.
So the guy in the middle is supposed to be him, and then you have these three women that are on that cover also. So I would love to hear more from him. I would love to hear more from the artist. And maybe because it's been so much talk about it,
Hmm.
eventually, because they said she's from New York. So eventually, maybe she will come out and say something, and maybe he will explain his cover a little bit more. But I think more needs to go into it. We'll tag in, I'll chime in now, and I'll bring in the whole Lizzo situation that's going on right now. So Cardi B must have had an epic birthday party because it seems like everybody was at this birthday party, including Lizzo. And Lizzo wore a purple see-through, see-through is sheer, right? Sheer dress to this party. It appears like she didn't have on a bra, but I think maybe she had some pasties or something covering the areolas. And if she did have on undergarments, it was definitely thongs. So in addition to me seeing the pictures of her in this sheer dress, there's also a video out there where she was bent over and twerking. Okay, so she was bent over and she was twerking, and you saw her whole backside. So a lot of critics out there, a lot of people were saying stuff about her and this dress that she wore, and as a result, she got on her IG live and pretty much blacked out and was telling the critics off, and whoever had something negative to say about her outfit, telling them off. And she pulled down her pants in this IG live, slapped her booty, and told everybody they can kiss her derriere. And I'm saying it nicely. So my thing is, here's my thought on that, and it kind of ties into the whole Meek Mill's album cover, right? As a person, you could wear whatever you want, right? A lot of celebrities, they feel as if they didn't sign up to be a role model, so don't be looking at them to be a role model. And my thought on that is, there's a fine print. You know how sometimes you sign a contract and then you call and complain about something, and they'll tell you, well, did you read the fine print? The fine print says you can't get your money back, or the fine print says XYZ. I think when you become a celebrity, the fine print is automatically, unfortunately, you become a role model, right? And again, it ties back to that idea of, to whom much is given, much is required. So you indirectly become a role model. So you have this social media, and you have your social media following, and these people are following you, and you have a responsibility, in my opinion, to your followers. So here she is. She's 33. She wears this sheer dress, and a lot of people, a lot of the teenagers, now I don't know the age bracket that follows her, right? But let's just pretend the age bracket starts anywhere at 15, maybe even lower, but I'll start it at 15 all the way up to whatever, right? So you have these people that follow you. And the thing is, when people follow you, they follow you, and they may like your fashion, they may like all of your music. If you write a book, they're going to pick up your book or whatever. But I say all of that to say that if she has young group of females following her, and they want to recreate some form of this outfit to wear to some party that they going to, if they dare try to wear this outfit with no undergarments underneath, that can be a whole problem in and of itself. But to get back to Lizzo in the dress, I think maybe part of her being upset is too because there have been other celebrities that have worn shared outfits and didn't get the uproar and the backlash. So I don't know if she's upset because she feels that those other celebrities that did it, like Rihanna, because they were smaller than her, that's the reason why they didn't get the backlash, but she did. I don't know, if that's her thought process. But for me, I think that if she would have wore this sheer dress and maybe put on those blush color or skin tone color undergarments, it might have been a tinge better than what she actually did. And although I understand, because she's human, right? Although I understand, why she got so emotional about people saying something, on the flip side, I'm saying to myself, well, what did you expect? You know that you're a celebrity. You know that paparazzi is around. You know that people are going to take pictures. And you know that the world is flaky. One minute they can like something, the next minute they can't. So to be all in your feelings and get emotional about what people are saying, I don't know. I think it's a bit much. What are your thoughts?
Um, it's different from what we normally do. So I got my phone in my hand, but can I put my phone down for 2 seconds? I applaud her. I applaud her 1,000% because she's doing what she wants to do. The problem is, has nothing to do with the role model, nothing to do with all that. No one said nothing about Tony Braxton. No one said nothing about Little Kim. No one said nothing about Rihanna. If she had a six pack, if she looked like one of those workout girls, everybody would go, see the picture, yo, she hot. And people would have been downloaded and whatever, whatever, whatever. The fact that she's a size plus, okay, I think size 18, whatever she is. She has the belly. That's why it's controversial. Little Kim wore a sheer outfit with nothing underneath it, and at the summer jam, it talked about all the Hot 97. And I remember Fat Man Scoop saying I applaud her because she was bold enough to do what she wanted to do, and no one said about role models and stuff like that. So, and if you go back, she wore something sheer, like the back was cut out where you could see her butt to a Laker game. She did that a couple of years ago to a Laker game. So the thing is that if she was a size six twerking, Cass wouldn't be saying nothing like this. Cass wouldn't be saying nothing like this. As far as the role model thing is concerned, to me, my my role models was in my house. I ain't never looked at Reggie Jackson or Lawrence Taylor or all the people or the Eddie Murphys and guys like that and who we liked growing up and the people we met. My role models was in the room next to me. The role models was the mothers, the dads, the sisters, the mothers in the church, the teachers and coaches. That was my role models. The fact that you see somebody on a screen and play the album, Luther was never my role model. And I love me some Luther. Run DMC was never my role model. So if the person making the music got to be your kid's role model, then you might need to put a better circle around your children. That's how I look at it. So Lizzo, if you look at her album covers, or listen to her music, 'cause I have one, two, I think three of her albums, it's always been controversy. She's always talked sexual. All her albums have a sticker on it. So nobody under 18 shouldn't be buying it. All her albums say explicit lyrics. So if a 15-year-old is buying her record, then maybe the parents need to put a little lock on Amazon or the iTunes where they can't download the music. But you can't. You can get it from a friend or whatever. But the point is that, and something I said to when to I say to younger ladies is you can't do what adults do. I would never suggest any young lady to wear what she wore. First of all, she had security with her. She was at a secured party. Okay, you don't wear nothing like that to a club or a house party where something can happen to you because the intention you're trying to get may be the attention you attract. So that's a different situation. Like I said, when Little Kim is going, they got security guards. I seen them coming in restaurants. I seen them coming in my job. They got security guards. So I don't suggest any woman dress like that without security. Okay, there's too many fools out here. Okay, so she went to a party. The paparazzis was there. She knew they were going to be there. This wasn't a private party. But I do believe I understand her backlash because guess what? She deserves to wear the same dress a size six or a size four or a size two would wear. Okay? If you're not into it, you're not into it. Fine. If that's that, if you feel she showed too much, you should say the same thing about Tony Braxton, the same thing about Little Kim, the same thing about Rihanna, and any other celebrity out there who wore sheer dresses or sheer outfits on these red carpets. Okay? And so if you feel that way and you just feel like from a value standpoint, no matter who wears it, it's wrong. I have no problem with it. But to the people out there who commented, I guarantee you, if Lizzo was the size of Rihanna, or the size of a Megan Good, or the size of one of these other actors out here, they wouldn't say a damn thing. So the fact that she sit there, big women unite, stand up. That's what you want to do. I ain't mad at you. She a grown woman. We get out of hand sometimes with this cancer society telling people what they can do. They're grown. She's grown. She's 33 years old. She's paying taxes. Do you, boo boo? I ain't mad. She ain't walking out the street butt naked at the elementary school or at the high school. No, she's at a party. She comes out her limousine. The paparazzi takes a picture. Okay, she shows her goodies. She goes in the party. She twerks. She's a grown ass woman. What about these other celebrities who's in these gentlemen clubs? Magic City, tipping these women who butt naked, dropping. You know saying that about the chicks in Magic City who up there swinging from a pole? So do you? I don't have an ounce of problem with it. Now, if it was a 16-year-old girl doing it, yeah, I'll have a problem with it. I have a problem with some 16-year-old girl doing something like that. You not grown. I won't suggest any young lady do that or try to do something like that unless you in the confines of your home and you are a private party. But no, if you're gonna do something like that, you better have security. Because there's so many fools out here who will think, oh, you talking to me and you don't know how they're gonna react. So in that situation, that's different. But as far as she's concerned, I don't have an issue with it.
Okay. I mean, I understand and I totally appreciate what you're saying. I really do. Um, and I don't disagree with a lot of it. I do feel that, like you said, if it was someone else, the narrative probably that's going around right now would be different. And maybe that's why she's so pissed. And she went to her IG live and had her rant and told people pretty much, and I'm paraphrasing, to mind the business, right? But
Well, one second, one quick second. I want to bring this up. She did a video with Cardi B, and it criticized her, but Cardi B was in the video too, and they criticized her because they tried to say she. I'm like, hold up, Cardi B's in the video too. So if Cardi B's in the video too, and they both are twerking. Why you got something bad to say about the big girl? They ain't say nothing bad about Cardi B, and Cardi B backed it up. You ain't say nothing bad about Cardi B. You see what I'm saying? You said something. They're both in the same video. If you want to talk about being, a certain way, if you
but
do
was it
not like,
Lizzo or was that the
it
video
was
with Megan
Lizzo.
Thee Stallion?
No, it was Lizzo. It was Lizzo. Lizzo and Cardi, because Cardi B backed. This is not Megan Thee Stallion. This is what Lizzo. Her and
All
Lizzo did
right, but
something.
I, I
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. So maybe you're going to the point of where people have an issue more of it was her size in the outfit versus just it being the outfit. Well, I'm gonna say this again. My thing is that you got to be mindful of the position you're in at all times, right? And this is just my thought process. And yes, I will agree that others have wore some controversial outfits, and the same conversation probably did not come up. So I'm going to admit to that yes. But I will say this, I do believe I well, you know what? I'm not even gonna go there because I'm not sure. But I will say this. I think that if she would have wore that same outfit, but put on some sheer, or not sheer, some of that new flesh tone undergarments, I think it would have just been a different story. That's just my thought on it. And that's just the way I feel. I also feel, and I get what you're saying, she's a grown woman. And you made up another point of like, who are people role models? And maybe I should just, I don't know, maybe I gotta find another word and maybe it'll come to me as we continue to talk. Well, nice for you, right? You had your role models were right next door. There are a lot of people in foster care. There's a lot of people waiting to be adopted. There's a lot of people that, the role model in their house is not so great and perfect. So that's not their fault. And so when they find a celebrity or, someone that they want to look up to, I don't think there's anything wrong if you want to be a basketball player and you're like, you know what? I like Michael Jordan or I like Kobe and everything that he did and what he stood for. And that serves as your role model. I don't think it's a big deal. If you want to be a lawyer and there's a lawyer out there that that has walked the path that you are ready to walk or want to walk, and you look up to that person, no big deal. Like to me, you cannot sign up to be a doctor and then you're like, and then a nurse calls you at midnight and you're like to talk to you about your patient, and you're like, yo, it's midnight, I'm asleep, why are you calling me? Well, this is not what I signed up for. Well, yeah, you did, you're a doctor. So when
But
you're a
she's not a doctor.
celebrity, but no, but listen, I'm translating, I'm making an analogy here. When you're a celebrity, you sign up. There's some underlying stuff that you sign up for. If you are a actress on the Disney Channel, then you gotta do like Disney things, even when you're not working on the Disney Channel. You
So
signed up for that. You signed
so
up for
Lex
that.
so is Lexington still a role model?
Who?
Lexington Steele, is he a role model?
Who's that?
A porn star, is he a role model?
For who?
Because she,
Maybe.
I mean, I know, okay, because she came out like this. I don't remember any con. She came out, Lizzo came out speaking like, just like Little Kim, just like Foxy Brown and Trina, who talk sexually in their records. Lizzo came out talking like this. So what I'm saying is, who said Little Kim was a role model? I don't remember anybody saying that. Ain't nobody saying Foxy Brown was a role model. Ain't nobody saying Trina was a role model. Well, why Lizzo got to be a role model? Trina got her OnlyFans page. If these women are not role models, why so she got to be a role model? She came out singing or rapping, well, she sings also sexually. She came out, she didn't come out like Whitney Houston. She came out sexually. She came out
Hair,
talking about,
that song Hair Toss, that's what I know her from mostly. That
yeah,
song
but
Hair Toss, Get My Nails Done.
yeah,
I'm feeling good
but
as hell. That's sexual.
yeah,
It
no,
is.
that's on the, no, I'm saying, but it was on her album. The songs was on her album. You know the single. I didn't know what she was until I saw her on actually Saturday night, and a friend of mine had her stuff, and I listened to it. I downloaded the album and I played it, and then a couple of I didn't know she had more than one album, and I came across more content. I would say about maybe about 6 months ago, and I downloaded it. That's why I started. I got 3 albums from her, and I don't know how many albums she got total, but I got 3 albums of her. So she sings, she raps, everything. All her songs are not sexual, but I'm saying it's in her work. So the thing is that, like I said, a couple of years ago, I can't remember the year, I think it was 2018, she was at a Laker game with a dress with her booty out. You could see the crack of her behind. Okay,
So let's
and
pivot the
so
conversation.
this
Let's
so
pivot
this
the
is normal for
conversation.
her.
Let's pivot the conversation. And let me ask you this. Do you think all of us, regardless of what our profession is, whether you're a celebrity or not, you don't think that we have some responsibility to carry ourselves and portray ourselves in a certain way? If we want the world to see our community as a certain way, shouldn't it start with us? Doesn't each individual need to take some sense of responsibility to change
Okay,
the narrative of how we're looked upon? And because
okay,
they have a larger platform as a celebrity, don't you have a larger responsibility?
okay. So when you talk about, and I don't know about her philanthropy, I don't know what she has done. Okay, now, give you an example. A lot of people went attacking Kyrie Irving because he wouldn't take the vaccine and he put the team together and whatever, whatever, whatever. Kyrie Irving has done a lot for young children, has done a lot for people, and people are calling him an idiot and this, that, and the third. There are people who do things openly, there are people who do things behind the scenes. Okay. Um, you know, from what I heard, and I don't know how true this is, it's about 50 Cent. They said 50 Cent promotes this gangster image, but he helps a lot of people out. He helps a lot of people out. But 50 Cent don't have any type of what you would consider as a rapper as what you would call a role model image. The model image he has is a businessman making money and making business decisions. Yeah, you can look at that, but he comes across a certain way, but he does a lot. I, I'm not one to tell somebody how you're supposed to live because the thing is that you believe that she has a responsibility. That's fine, but it don't mean nothing if she don't believe it. Okay, if
Yeah,
she don't believe
but what
it,
I'm saying to you is, we can't get into anybody's belief. So what I'm
mhm,
saying is, let's talk generic here. I'm talking about, what do you believe is the responsibility, forget about her for a minute, of anybody that has a large platform. If I have a platform where I indirectly get to represent and speak for my people, how should I hold myself on that platform? I should
Mm-hmm.
do my best, the best of my ability, to make sure that my people are seen in a certain light so that they coming behind me can get through certain doors, can have certain opportunities. That's what I should do. To each one teach one, reach back and get your fellow brother. But how you going to reach back if I have the opportunity and I have the platform and I have the stage, and I'm up on that platform and stage being ghetto, ratchet, acting a fool? Then guess what, the next time they have the opportunity to give somebody that platform, you think they're going to give it to somebody that looks like me? No, because they're gonna
But
say, I don't want to risk giving it to somebody that looks like the last person that we gave it to, and they messed it up and they embarrassed us or they acted a fool. So
what
if I get up there, go ahead, go ahead.
when you talk about platform, right? It's what's the platform? It's a different platform if this is Michelle Obama or Oprah Winfrey.
In your
No,
mind, in
no.
your mind.
But the point I'm making to you is this: this wasn't to me. This wasn't a platform. This is a person at a party. Okay. Now, could she have done things differently?
No, no, this
Yes.
is not just a person at a party. This is a celebrity at a party. That's
Okay.
the point you missed it. If that was me at a party, nobody would have known the wiser.
Right.
You're a
But person.
celebrity at a
But
party. And,
but
and,
per,
and to go back to, I'm sorry, Kevin, let me go back. Let me go back to the basketball player with the vaccine. He's not just a regular person not getting the vaccine. He's a celebrity. And so let me tell you the responsibility in my mind. Yes, hands down, everyone we're talking about, they have the right to make their own decisions, right? But here's the thing with him, what I'm saying. This is my thought process, right? You don't want to get the vaccine. But when you do, this is facts. The Black community are the most impacted, okay, on getting infected with that disease, okay, and we're the least vaccinated. Check
hmm
that out.
hmm
So and that's why LeBron James, I can respect the fact that he said, listen, I got it, but I don't want to be the face of it. I respect it somewhat, but I would have respected it more if he would have been like, I got it, and gave people his reasoning and talk more about getting it, because so many people look up to him. And the fact that he got it might have convinced a lot of people that follow him and that love him to get it,
hmm hmm
because our area is impacted. Do you understand what I'm saying? So just like what I'm saying with our community, in our communities, right?
hmm
You can find in any given we I don't care what state you drop us in. When you look for our communities, you will find more liquor stores, you will find more fast food restaurants. But when people go to open liquor stores or fast food restaurant, there's a whole there's zoning rules, right? And
hmm
if you go to a certain neighborhood, they're not going to let you open your liquor or spirit store, whatever you want to call it, if there's already a one within a certain amount of feet, blah, 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 whatever, they're not going to let you do it. But in our neighborhood, if you wanted to open one right next to the one that's already there, they're going to let it go down. They're going to let it go down. So what I'm trying to say to you is the bigger picture here is I get it. As a human being, she could wear what she wants. I get it. She doesn't technically have a responsibility to nobody but herself. We all only have a responsibility to self. But I'm saying to you, the bigger picture is if we want to change our community, change the narrative that the world has about Black and brown people, it got to start with one person. And the person that it can have the most impact with are people that have large platforms. If I have a platform, Kevin, where I'm only reaching 10 people, I can do my part and give my message. But if there's somebody else that has a platform that they're reaching 25 people, 25 million people, what they do is going to have a bigger impact. And so, what I'm saying is, as an artist that has a following, she has a bigger platform to deliver the message. And if she
Hmm.
wants to help change the narrative about what the world thinks about Black, brown people, it can start with her. She could have worn, there's a thin line. You know how they say there's a thin line between love and hate? There's a thin line between wearing being classy and being trashy, right? The line is very thin. And I'm saying she could have wore the same exact outfit and put on that skin tone undergarments, and it would have had a different narrative. But to be almost butt bone naked underneath a sheer outfit, I think it was a bit much.
Hmm. I don't.
I know. I I
I
I,
don't.
I get
I,
that.
and you talking to a person who has been conscious of his decisions and conscious of his actions in public places. But my thing is that everything ain't for everybody. Okay. Um, I think it was, I'm correct. I think it was Stephen A. Smith when they said, "How come a lot of players don't speak out like certain people?" And he said he talked to players behind the scenes who don't feel they're comfortable speaking out. They don't think they can stand on that platform like a LeBron James and say certain things like other people can say. So they sit in the background. But what I'm saying is, I don't know. We can't make her conscious if she's not a conscious person. Okay, so if this is what she is and this is who she is, if she wants to come out like this, like I said before, I have no problem. To me, you're the type of person you would have had the problem no matter who wore the outfit. Am I correct?
I do I have a problem with that. I think it was a bit much. I
Yeah, so
think
no
it
matter
was a
who
bit
wore the
much.
outfit, you had a problem with it, right?
Yeah, I would have.
Yeah,
I
and
think it's a bit much.
yeah, and
But I
so
do know the world. I do know the world because they're the word is not coming to my mind right now. But the world is not right. I
mhm,
do 100. I wholeheartedly agree with you. If she was a different size and wore that outfit, the narrative I do believe would be different right now about the outfit. But my thing is, I don't care who would have wore that outfit with no undergarments underneath it. I think it's a bit much. It's too much. It's over the top. I think people, it probably happened before this, but I know that definitely, I guess it was that award show where Jennifer Lopez went with P. Diddy and she wore that dress where she was almost darn near naked, but it was a deep V. I believe it was shared too. I can't remember, but that was so controversial back then. But I think once she did that, everybody started to, and Little Kim, there was one award show where Little Kim, like she had the bull was out on one side and
yeah,
she had the
and
pink
TV
thing.
awards, and TV awards. I remember that
Yeah,
MTV awards.
it was, yeah. And so I think that now everybody just they push the envelope over the top, right? And then it started with all of these proms with the regular girls. They were getting dresses where the split was all the way up, and you move one piece of your leg and their whole booty was out. I think
Hmm.
it's too much, right? But I
I'm gonna say
think
this.
go ahead.
I used to come from work. Excuse me, I'm adjusting myself. Come from work, and I parked in the garage. It was right next to a club. And on Friday and Saturday nights, I seen some of these women come out of there with you going to say they damn near naked. I didn't know if there was pants and drawers they had on. I said, that is actually shorts. That's booty shorts. I didn't know. Some shirts I didn't know if it was tops or if it was bras. I mean, literally, I'm like this. Like, wow, like y'all coming out like this, and it was way different from when I went to the club. I seen women come little, little sheer things and stuff, but nothing like this. Um, they left the house like this. They came out like this. Uh, who are we to blame? I don't know. I don't think we can sit here and say, well, because the was the girl, J Lo, all this happened because of Little Kim. All this happened. You know, I fear for women dressed like that because there's too many fools out here. When I see women dressed like that, young women dressed, I actually fear for them. I actually feel I have a fear in my heart for them because you're in that situation. You got these really, really high heels on, and you're in no position. My thing is, if something happens, you can't run, okay? And who's there to protect you? And it may sound kind of crazy, but if you're gonna go out like that, go out with your man. You know what I mean? But I think where this situation is going to me is, like I said before, it's all controversial because of the size. But you know, I will say that anyone outside of the celebrity circle that went to a regular party like this, unless it was some type of sex party, you're out of your mind because you don't know what can happen. That's more for safety reasons, not because you're not supposed to, whatever. Like I said, you can do what you want to do. You're grown. But and I would never suggest any young person dress like this. I wouldn't at all in any way, shape, form, or fashion. That's not what I'm suggesting. But as far as her platform, I would say this: if she had 5 million followers, I guarantee you 2.5 million downloaded that picture, probably with men to look at it. So or uploaded the picture. Um, I mean downloaded the picture. But what I'm saying is she got 5 million followers because she did it that way. She's been doing this. Maybe not to this extreme, but she's been doing this. So that's how she got the 5 million followers. You see what I'm saying? So if she came out, they probably didn't expect this, but they didn't expect her to come out in jeans and t-shirt. So that's just the way it is. It's like a rapper. He got 5 million followers because he rap. If he comes out singing, they're gonna be like, "What? What's this?" It could be a hot album, but they're gonna look at like, "What's this?" They followed you for what you put out there. You know what I mean? People follow you for who you are. So the fact that she's doing that, you can say she can be conscious. That's not how she got her followers. She got her followers. Those who looking for some conscious role model, they're not going to follow her. They're going to follow someone else.
No, see, I think the part where we're disconnecting is that I don't think people say to themselves, "Oh, I'm about to follow my favorite person because I want them to be a conscious role model." That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you as the individual, you as the personality, you as the celebrity, um is held to a higher standard and should have some consciousness on the immaterial that you put out there. Just like, right now, Dave Chappelle, there some people are in an uproar over his recent Netflix, comedy thing that he did, and they're calling like be canceled or whatever. um and I don't even want to get into that particular thing because with that, it is what it is. But what I'm saying is that when you as an artist, and when I say artist, I'm encompassing like all things, whether you rap, you sing, you act, or whatever. You have to be, and even if you're not like an artist, like even if you're a doctor, you're a nurse, you work at Target, you work at Walmart, you have to be conscious of how you portray yourself because it matters. Okay. So even if I'm a usher in the church, I shouldn't come to church if I got an attitude and I got to sit somebody down in their seat. Why? Because I don't know if maybe that person that's coming to church that day, maybe five of their family members is gone, and they having the worst day of their life, and they come to church and then they encounter me and I got an attitude. If I sign up to be a usher, I got to stand in the role of a usher. If I am an actress, right? I gotta, and I have 5 million followers or 1 million followers. I shouldn't go on my social media. Now, do I have the right? We all have the right to do what we want to do. But I have a different level of responsibility that is like the unwritten law is unspoken when I have a larger platform. And again, I go back to that, Kevin, to whom much is given, much is required. You inherited this. You got all of this as a blessing. Take care of it. Be mindful of it. Understand what role you in. That's all I'm
Hmm.
saying. And to Kyrie Irving, you're a basketball player. I get it. So for whatever reason, you don't want to get this, you don't want to get vaccinated. Yeah, it is his right. But think about how you're on this bigger platform and the impact of what you do or don't do, how it's going to help or hurt, everyone that follows you, everyone that loves you.
But shouldn't you do what you believe?
Yeah, but what I don't know because I have not heard his reasoning for not wanting to get it. But understand this though, Kevin, right? I see he had tattoos on him. Do you think that ink, when you go get a tattoo, is FDA approved? Like some of the narratives about, the vaccine and what's wrong with it or right with it or whatever is so far fetched and crazy. And you have to ask yourself, like, what is your thought process? I would love to know, honestly, what is his reasoning behind being so against it? And I will
But
also want to know, too, let me just throw this out there, is did he get all of those childhood vaccines? Or maybe he's going to say, well, I got them because I had to, because my parents made me get them. But no, I don't know. That's just my thought process. But go
but
ahead. I'm
he
sorry.
has. What I'm saying is, you can't put the reason why I really can't put Kyrie in our category because here's a man who's made over $200 million, so he has an option. There are people who took it because they don't have options. You know what I
That
mean?
don't
There's
make
people who
sense to me. That don't make
there's,
sense to me.
no, but
You
what I'm
so
saying is
so
there
so
are
Kevin,
people. What
money
I'm
money gonna
saying
save
to
you.
you,
Money gonna save you. You get sick if you get it.
no,
Money having money gonna save you.
can I say this? Can I finish?
Yeah, yeah.
If I'm sitting here and I know I got to pay my bills and I got to raise my kids, and even though I don't want to get the vaccine, but I need my job, I'm gonna go ahead and get the vaccine. But guess what? If you got if you made over $200 million, I don't know what his net worth is. I know it's over $100 million. You can afford to actually say, no, I don't want to take the vaccine. That does play a significant. You can ship your eye all you want. I'm telling you, you have. I'm not saying he shouldn't because I'm on my third shot. But what I'm saying is he has an option. Some people don't have an option. So some people, like if a young rookie came into the league and he's trying to get that money and trying to get that contract, then he's gonna take that shot.
Kevin, there's
Kyrie
people
Irving,
that's not making $200 million that is saying no and losing their job as a result. So
yeah, so yeah, yeah,
that just doesn't even make sense to me.
yeah,
So
that's some doing that. But there's some, but there are people who I know people who took the shot because they had to. I know quite a few people who said I took the shot because the job told me they was going to, and they had to. Because the nurses at my job had to take the
understand
shot.
that there's
Yeah,
people that do that, but your other theory of because he doesn't have to because he has $200 million, that doesn't make sense to me. The whole idea of it all is prevention.
yeah.
And I
But
don't
I'm
care
saying
how much money you get and how much money you have in the world. There's people that unfortunately they pass from it, and their
no,
money didn't save them either.
no. What? See, you actually because he made a comment. He was speaking for the voiceless, and I'm saying the voiceless don't have your bank account. And so what I'm saying, so you could sit there and somebody who gave their $20 an hour job to go somewhere else and try to figure it out because they want to take the vaccine is different from a man who can actually say, I'm not gonna take the vaccine and my bills are paid, my house is paid for, I got the car and whatever, whatever,
Okay, that's
whatever.
different.
That's so he's claiming he's speaking for the voiceless. And I'm saying in that narrative, it's like you're not in the same category as these people. Those people and people who chose not, I'm not taking the vaccine or whatever the situation is. And even, at my job, certain people like nurses are required to take it. Certain other people are not required to take it. Some you get tested, you got to get tested once a week or twice a week, whatever. If you don't take it, I realize this is his choice. But what I'm saying is that when it comes to this particular situation, uh, this is right. If he feels he don't want to take it, Okay, I don't understand it, but that's his right. Okay, forget about the money. Forget about no. To me, it's his right to not take it. But my thing is, um, you know, the backlash coming at him the way they coming at him. And I'm saying the only reason I got a problem because he assembled the team. He got these guys to come to the team, and then all of a sudden, and he said it was in the final quarter. He was ready for the season. He practiced, worked out, and all of a sudden they said, "Oh, this is the mandate." And he was like, in that situation because he hadn't been vaccinated. That's on him. I just said like it's his choice. Do I believe he should take it? Yes,
Okay,
because
so,
you want to
so,
check.
so but let's stay there. Let's stay there, right? He assembled this team. He
Yeah,
called these people together.
that's the problem I
And
have with the
now,
situation.
and now, and now you letting them down. You
That's
letting
what
them
the problem I
down.
have. That's
You
the
letting
problem
them
I
down.
have with the situation. Yeah, because
Yeah,
you brought these people to the table, and then you made a 180 move and went the other way when they came
exactly.
and they because some of them
So
wasn't
that
vaccinated.
goes to my point, Kevin, of you have a higher level of responsibility.
He does, yes.
No, 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 not just he. Everybody does. We all do. We all do. But the larger your platform, the larger your responsibility. To whom much is given, much is required. Period.
Hmm.
I can't be a nurse and there's a disaster out there and I'm like, oh my God, I'm afraid of blood. Yo, why did you go to nursing school? Too
But
much,
this is
to whom much is given, much is required. You can't be a doctor, and this is a doctor. You can't be a doctor or a nurse, and you got a patient now who was accused of maybe taking 50 people lives, and now they bleed, and you like, I'm not going to do nothing for them. No, that's not what you signed up for. You got to save that person regardless of
okay.
what you feel.
Okay, so
So wait, let me finish.
what?
Go ahead.
Okay, what did Lizzo sign up for?
See, that's the part where me and you are not connected. I'm
What did
telling
Meek Mill
you,
sign up for?
that's what I'm trying to tell you. They signed up for to be a role model. That's the fine print. That's the fine print, Kevin. No, hold on. Let me finish telling you. The fine print when you are a celebrity is that automatically you are a role model.
So
Okay? So wait, let me
you're
let me
different.
finish. Let me finish. So you can't work for the Disney Channel, okay? You can't be no Disney star singing Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck, whatever. I don't know. I don't think Donald Duck is Disney, but whatever. You can't be a artist on the Disney Channel, right? And then you in a club, and the paparazzi catch you, and you like, and you drink it. You can't do that. Why? Because you signed up to be on Disney. So get your life together. I cannot be the president's wife, okay? And I call myself going to the local club or going to Magic City. I can't do that. I signed up to be the president's wife. I also cannot be a pastor's wife and be in the supermarket cursing people out. Why? Because I signed up to be the first lady.
Pastor's wife, first lady, and a rapper and two rappers are totally two different things.
In your mind, I'm not talking. I'm
Okay,
talking about what they signed up for. I'm
okay,
talking
so
about
if
you missing the simulation. I'm saying of what you signed up for. I
okay,
can't
so
I
what?
can't be an artist. I shouldn't be. Here's the thing, Kevin, right? People understand. Here it is. I can't. I should not be an artist, right? I'm an artist, and I'm somewhere cursing people out. I'm gonna lose all my endorsements. I'm gonna lose this. I'm gonna lose that. It's the fine print. So a regular human, if you in your local shop, right, and you telling somebody off, life is gonna go on for you. If you are artist and you in the supermarket telling somebody off, and then you got other people there with the video, you gonna lose it all. It's the fine print.
Okay, but what I'm saying to you is, I look at an artist as an artist. I'm gonna tell you something I told, and I would say this, and you're gonna disagree with me. because we got two definitions of role model. Okay, to me, a role model, it should be somebody you have some type of contact with. You don't care if it's that you could talk to them or you could see them or whatever. A role model, it shouldn't be somebody who on a television screen because they could dribble a basketball for 3 hours, because they could throw a football or run a football for 3 hours on a screen. You see them on the screen, you see glimpses of them. You don't know what they do behind it. You don't know what they do in the locker room. You don't know what they do when they get home. You don't know nothing about them. All you know is they can run fast, jump high,
Sometimes
and
you
they
don't
can throw,
even
and
know
that's it.
what the person next to you in your own home do when the lights get shut down or
So,
whatever
so
the case may
yeah,
be.
but guess what? But guess what? That person that's right there. That's why when you sit there and you hear these people say, "Oh, I became a drug dealer because I look at their local drug dealer, local pimp," because they were in their face. They were in their face.
And so
So as
some
much as
celebrities are constantly in people's face because they follow them on social media or they see them on the TV or whatever. What you have to understand is, Kevin, not everyone has someone available to them to be their direct role model, right? So when you are fortunate enough, there's some people out there that's fortunate enough where they have their mother and father in their home, or maybe they have their mother and some strong aunties and uncles. But unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there that don't have none of that. So
hmm
who they supposed to look at, Kevin? Who? And so what happens is they happen to see because they love basketball, right? They like, oh my God, I heard that, and I'm making this up. Oh, that Michael Jordan, he grew up poor. He didn't have no family. He didn't have no this. He didn't have no that. And look at him now. And so that becomes their role model. That becomes their
that's the
inspiration.
inspiration. That's inspiration is not a role model. You
How do
can
you
inspire me
know?
when you're my role. No, you can inspire me. I've had people inspire me. I've had
So
speakers
we're
inspire
doing
me.
semantics with the
But
word,
it's
right?
but the point. Listen to me. The word role model.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you modeling your life after somebody. How can you model your life after somebody you can't see their life, their lifestyle? All you see is
Oh,
what they show on
easy,
television.
Kevin. Easy.
That's a, that's a
Let me tell you what the basketball coach told my son. He said, if you ever heard like Kobe Bryant, I want to say it was Kobe Bryant. He said he practiced all the time. Okay. He
basketball.
practiced for hours. What's the difference, Kevin? That's the
But
so that's you're modeling yourself after that person. That person is your role model. You're modeling yourself after that person. So you say, oh, he practiced for 3, 4, 5 hours a day. That's what I'm gonna do. You're modeling yourself after that person. That person was your role model for what it is you're trying to do. What are you
can I
saying?
say can I
Yeah,
say something?
yes, you can.
I follow, and he got off Twitter, but I followed the guy on Twitter for his workout program. Cause I saw his body and I said, "Yo, what's your workout program?" He was in workout program, right?
Mhm, mhm.
The guy, come to find out, I didn't find out till actually the COVID happened. The guy who I followed is a gay porn star. Do I have any efforts to be a porn star? No. Have it to be gay? No. But I saw something. I said, "Yo, your body's amazing. What does your workout?" And he said, "Thank you." And he sent me part of his workout, and he said, "This is what I do. This is my diet, my cheat days, and I work. I do a lot of cardio."
He's
He's on
your
the
role
West Coast,
model.
but
He's your role
but
model for working out.
no,
What's your point?
yeah, but I don't follow his life. So what I'm saying is, if somebody sits there and I say, "Okay, this rapper, Meek Mill is a dope rapper. He's a dope rapper," and I say, "Yo, I want to be a rapper like Meek Mill." I don't have to agree with the album cover. I don't
No,
have to agree
see,
with the
okay,
album cover.
see now you going off the beaten path. Let me
How am I
bring you
going?
back. I want to bring you back on the road that I'm on. What I said what the album cover is, I'm talking about being conscious, being aware of the people that you have a responsibility to. Okay. And I
Mhm.
said it is the fine print. So then we went into role model. That's just one aspect of the people that are looking up to them. But what I'm saying is overall is the responsibility that you have to the community when you are in a certain level. Again, to whom much is given, much is required. So, yes, if I become a celebrity, Kevin, and I'm on top, can I do what I want to do? Absolutely. But I would say to myself, my responsibility is to let anybody know that's coming behind me, this is what you can do. This is what you can achieve. So now if I sing and I make a cover, an album cover, and I'm showing my boobs and I got my legs wide open, what am I doing? I'm helping promote the narrative that all we have to offer as a black or brown girl is to show our body, to again go back to how back in slavery time we was utilized for pleasure and sexual reasons. All I'm
So
saying is that at some point, give me 1 second, at some point, we all of us together as a community have to start putting out stuff so that the narrative is changed and different, so that we are seen in a different light. That's all I'm saying. And I
okay,
add this to it. Let me add this to it real quick. Recently, I guess it's been the last past 10 years, there's all of these reality shows, right? For the
mhm,
reality shows, 90, I'm going to say, I want to say 90%, I'm going to say a major portion of them are the black and brown community, right? And it's
mhm.
the foolery. It's the foolery on these reality shows. And it's the black and brown community. But here's the odd thing and crazy thing about it, right? But when you have the scripted shows and the regular shows, it's not 90% of us in those shows, but in the foolery, is 90% of us is cast in those, right? And then there was, and I don't have nothing against the Kardashians, right? But it's funny how they had their reality show for decades, or at least a decade or whatever. It was none of the foolery. And their show was on air for years. But with us, all of our shows, these reality shows, they only last because of the foolery, and we keep putting it out, putting it out, putting it out. Now, I don't have nothing against any of the actresses or the people or the talent that is on these reality shows, because you know what? Let these people make their money. But what I'm saying to you is, here's the narrative that we continue to put out as a people, that that's what we're good for. They'll cast one of us in a hot New York minute for a reality show, and then they'll put a scenario so we'll act like crabs in a barrel and tear each other down and beat each other up on the screen. But when we go to try to get a role or on the regular scripted series, that they can get Grammys and Emmys and whatever for, we barely get on those. So what I'm trying to tell you is, my point is, we have a responsibility. And if at some point we don't stand and live up to this responsibility, the narrative is always going to be the same for us: the nonsense, the shenanigans, and the mess. And when you
Did
say, go ahead, go ahead.
did you ever see these shows?
Hmm?
Have you ever seen these shows?
I watch all of them. So you obviously, well, not obviously, yeah, I watch all of them. So you're saying that if we wouldn't watch it, or it wouldn't be, but
Yeah, yeah,
Kevin, but
you're
you're
contributing to it.
also saying, you're all, but listen, here's the thing: we have a lot of work to do as a community. But
Hmm.
I'm saying to you also, it's not of that I have a problem with the reality show, because I just told you how the Kardashians, they did it, and it wasn't all the foolery and the buffoonery, right?
Hmm.
So, in my thing is, I don't want these people to not make their money and have this opportunity. What I'm saying is, at some point, we got to turn the narrative around.
But
So,
how can we
again,
keep tuning in?
say that again.
How can we if we keep tuning in? How
Cause
you
you,
go?
cause it goes back to what I said at the beginning of the conversation. Is one of us at a time. So that's why I'm trying to tell you, as an artist, you are responsible to change the narrative. As a Meek Mill, you are responsible to change the narrative. You changing the narrative will help us get more serious shows, be in more doors, more avenues. But if you pumping out the narrative that all we're good for is to bend over, show our boobs, shake our behind. When an opportunity comes to show our boobs, shake our behind, that's what they're going to give us.
Okay,
So
so
you missing
no,
me.
I'm
You
not
missing
missing.
me.
I'm not missing you. What you're missing is okay. So 50 Cent's a gangster rapper. He talks about guns and drugs, but yet he has employed so many black actors. So on one narrative, he's doing this, but then he opened doors this way. Look how many shows he got on Stars. Look how many black actors he put on Stars and producers and directors that he's put on. I think he had other shows
He
on.
evolved. He
He
evolved.
evolved, but he still,
But see, that's the difference, though.
so.
You can't use that as an example. He evolved. Is he? Is does he have an album out right now saying "bang 'em up, blah blah blah"? Da, 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 da? Nah, he doesn't. He
But I guess,
evolved.
because he's not
LL
rapping
Cool
no more.
J, even though LL Cool J was never that gangster rapper, but still LL Cool J evolved. You got to evolve. It got to be an evolution. So you're bringing
Uh,
up him, but he evolved. He transitioned. Meek Mills is still where he's at. I'm talking this era. This album cover is current. It's now.
Okay, but behind closed doors, we don't know what he's doing. I'm saying, my thing is this: you don't think the Meek Mill album cover is controversial, which is fine. Don't buy it.
See, you're missing the point.
I'm not
No,
missing the
no,
point.
no, no, you are. You're saying don't buy it. It's not about whether we're going to buy it or not, Kevin. It's the message that's putting out there, that's being put out there, in the doors in the way that we're being perceived, in the doors that are potentially closed because of this narrative that is being put out there and that is being progressed by our own brother. So that's what I'm saying to you. That's why I started the conversation out to say that, they one of the articles I read, they said, "Oh, what's up, sisters? Y'all worried about what everybody else say about you when your own brothers don't even respect you." So when we got our own brother putting out an album cover that has sisters on there that are naked, that one is bent over and you showing dollar signs and the other one showing the backside and the other one showing her boobs. That's what I'm saying to you. So what if he would have changed the narrative and said expensive pain? And the person has some clothes on and something different was being showed and portrayed. Maybe the sister going dressed up going for a job and the door is slammed on her. Change the narrative. That's what I'm saying to you.
Hmm. I
We
still
gotta
disagree
agree to disagree.
because I'm not. He do like I said. I I understand the pain of the woman, the pain and the plight of the black woman, and what a black woman had been through. One of my
Mm,
very, and if you don't have it, you need to listen to the song. It's called Revolutionary Generation, one of my favorite songs by Public Enemy. And it's talking about the black woman. But the point I'm saying is when it comes to because of the title of the album cover, I see where it's going. Now, he could have, should have, would have, but sometimes I think he wants to make you feel uncomfortable. I think he wants this. There's a controversy set. That's why Lizzo puts on the dress and walks out like that because the controversy sells. Paparazzi ain't taking her picture if she sews up in jeans and sneakers or she sews up in a dress and high heels. They're gonna take a snapshot and keep it moving. You're not if she's twerking in a dress, in a regular dress, no one's gonna say nothing because she's twerked before. The fact that she did this, what happens is what she needs to understand is when you go, like I said, the attention you're trying to attract is not the attention you're going to get. The attention she was trying to attract, and now she got this backlash, and now she's dealing with the attention she don't want to get. But when you step out like that in that sheer dress, you got to understand this is what you're opening yourself up to. Okay? So I applaud the fact that she did it and she was strong enough to do it. At the same time, my attitude was if I was her, I wouldn't have said nothing. I'd have said thank you. Because this is what you exposed yourself to. No one can make the narrative at you and take shots at you if you don't do this. But we all know what it's about, her size. But the same thing, hey, I applaud her for doing what she did. As far as wearing the dress and being bold enough to wear the dress, the whole IG thing, to me, that was too much. Because my thing was don't say nothing. She would have shut everything. They could have talked all because here's the deal. If I walk out there with no shirt on and people talk about my body, how can I get mad because I walked out with no shirt on? I exposed myself to people to see with no shirt on. But some people say, "Yep, you're bold enough to walk out there with your shirt on. I applaud you." Okay, cool. There's other people like this. Ugh, he walk out with no shirt on. He don't got a six pack. But when you do that, you're subject to the people coming at you. But like I said, I applaud what she did because she was bold enough to do it.
All right, we're gonna close out. What's your final words on the Meek Mill album cover?
Meek Mill album cover is kind of bleak because I like to know more. There's a lot there I like to know because I got a brief, not say, I'm gonna say a brief glimpse. I stared at the album cover about 4 or 5 minutes, um, trying to see where he was going with it. I didn't get to hear the song. I would like to hear more from the artist and the rapper to see, you know, to kind of get an insight on it. But from just looking at it and just looking at the title of the song, I thought he was describing, um, we say, expensive pain, and saying that, this I got from it is the sexual things black women are doing to get money and the pain it's causing.
If that is it, that's deep, but I still feel that it could have been different. Um, I still feel it could have been different, but if that is the narrative, then that is deep. And we know how you feel about Lizzo in the dress. You applaud her, and I'm sure she's grateful for your applause. Okay, so me in terms of the cover, no matter what he's trying to depict there, even if it is your narrative, I still feel it could have been different. I was shocked when I heard that it was a black female artist that did it. But as stated in the beginning, I would love to know her side of the story and hear more from them. It's almost like I remember it takes me back to grade school when they would say read a poem and interpret it, and they was like, oh, the meaning of that poem is, it was two lovers, this, that, and that. And I'm like, all I read was it's two birds flying in the sky. How did you get all of this other interpretation from the poem? So maybe there's more interpretation with this cover that needs to be had. But I say at glance, and they say the picture's worth 1,000 words, right? So when you first glance at it, the glance is not good. It just seems like it's depicting us in a certain way, in a narrative that the world seems to think that we are already. And why continue to push that narrative? Why not show us, up differently? Why not be different? And you have the platform to be different because you are Meek Mills. Show a different cover. And you can still have this title, Expensive Pain. Though, why do we have to be on there like nude and naked? Just my thought process. But again, I stated that he's not the only one that ever had a controversial cover, like ever. There's so many out there. In terms of Lizzo, again, she could wear what she want to wear. I think that she could have wore that same outfit, but put something underneath it, and it would have been a whole different ball game for me. That's me. But anyway, guys,
Prince
thank
Prince
you.
had his ass out.
Huh?
Prince had his ass out.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, listen, everyone, thanks for listening. Chat with us in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. How you feel about the Meek Mill album cover. How do you feel about Lizzo's outfit? And do you think it's just a double standard? Do you think people had issues with her outfit because of the fact of her size? So let me know. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and chat with me in the comments. And when I get an opportunity, I will definitely chat back with you. Have a good one, everyone. And thanks, Chef Kev, for joining me for this conversation.